Hi everyone, I hope you're having an amazing day. Today's video, we're back on the laptop yet again. My laptop at this point is working so much overtime, but I do not care because I need to yap. Today's video is all going to be about unpopular bookish opinions and my reaction of those unpopular bookish opinions. So I really hope you enjoy. Anyway, I got all of these bookish opinions from like blogs. Like I literally went on Google and I was like unpopular bookish opinions, and I found some blogs that had some, BuzzFeed had some, ChatGPT had some, so like I just really got a mix of these, but I found some ones that I really did want to react to, and then I don't even remember all the ones that are on here, so I'm very excited to react to you about them today. So without further ado, let's get into the unpopular bookish opinions. Here we go. Our first bookish opinion is the movie can be better than the book. I agree with this statement. I think the movie can be better than the book. I think it definitely depends on the movie and the book, right? Like I've watched a lot of movies, or I've read and watched a lot of movies where the movies are totally worse than the book, and I liked the book a lot more. But I have also watched a fair amount of movies where the movie is, or I've watched some movies where the movie is better. For my personal opinion, the Notebook movie is better than the Notebook book. That is my opinion. I think I tend to think this because the Notebook movie came out more recently than the Notebook book, and so because of that, like maybe relate to it more, or maybe like it has more words and vocabulary from now times and less of other times. So yeah, I agree with this statement. The next hot take is an adaptation of a book doesn't have to be exactly the same. They're completely different mediums, and sometimes the way an author writes something doesn't work as well in live action. I disagree with this statement. I think that you should try and get an adaptation to be as close to the book as possible, right? As much as you can do, you should get there. So for example, the Fault in Our Stars movie does a great job of this. I love the Fault in Our Stars movie, and it's so much like the book. They really put a lot of effort into making it like the book. I think, obviously, like, I don't know. I think that you should try and get it as close to the book as humanly possible, in my personal opinion. But that's my opinion, obviously. This one says, I hate when books bring real world stuff like coronavirus, Trump, etc. into the plot. I disagree with this statement. I think there are so many books out there where that doesn't have to exist. I think for me, I don't like to read about those things. I don't want to like stress over world problems that are happening now. I'd much rather read about something that happened in World War I than something that happened now. But I think that it is totally okay and real and valid to want to read those things. Obviously, nonfiction exists. Obviously, we need to learn about these things. These things are important to be learned about. So this stuff is important to be learned about, and you can always read books that don't have that kind of stuff in it. So the next hot take is, I hate it when the book cover is changed to match the film or show based on it. I like imagining the characters, not having the actor you choose invade my idea of the book. I agree with this statement. I do. For example, we've got The Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. Love that book. Literally gave it 5 stars. I love that book. I hate the cover, the movie cover. I actually have not watched the movie. I should go do that. I agree. I hate when the book covers change to match the film. Like, I feel like usually movie covers are more ugly than the book cover. The next one says tragic endings over happily ever after. I love a tragic ending. But I think I'm going to have to go happily ever afters over tragic endings. I think it really does depend on the book, right? I think what the theme of the book is really matters to me. Like, I like to know what the theme of the book is, and if I understand that the theme of the book needs it to be a tragic ending, then it needs it to be a tragic ending. I'm gonna use The Fault in Our Stars again. The Fault in Our Stars, it needs to be a tragic ending. It just does, right? I would rather read something where it's a happily ever after and everyone's happy at the end than everyone dies and there are no people left on Earth. Next one is, you don't have to finish a book you're not enjoying. Oh my god, I'm the biggest supporter of this one. I love to DNF. If you follow me on Fable, you know I DNF so many books. I'm always DNFing those books. If I'm not enjoying it, I'm not going to finish it. I mean, that's my thing on it. If I'm not enjoying it, I'm not going to finish it. Like, I'm just not. The problem is, if I'm not enjoying a book and then I try and continue reading this, I'm more likely than not gonna actually finish the book. Like, it's just not gonna happen. Like, I'm just gonna get tired and then not read it all, or start another book and not read that book at all. So it just makes sense to DNF a book you're not liking. Putting all this effort into something that you don't actually enjoy, why do you do it? Good writing matters more than a good plot. I tend to disagree, but I understand that good writing matters, right? We need good writing to matter. There needs to be some substance in the writing that is happening. I think bad plots can be changed into good books with good writing. But if I'm enjoying the book, I'm just gonna keep reading it. Like, low-key, if I'm enjoying the plot and I'm just like happy and fulfilled by this book, I'm gonna keep reading it, even though it's bad writing. If the plot is good, if the characters are cool, if everything is fun, I'm gonna keep reading it, even if it's bad writing. I also think it's like a 60-40, it's not like a 20-80, you know? Okay. The next one is, not every book needs to be a series. I agree with this statement. I do. I think that there are some books where you need to use your imagination. Now, for a lot of books, like, let me think of an example. If He Had Been With Me, if it had not had a sequel, that could have been all fine and dandy, okay? We could have used our imagination. We could have said, this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen, this isn't gonna happen, this isn't gonna happen, this isn't gonna happen. We could have just said it. But I feel like this one needed a series. I agree that not every book needs to be a series. The Summer I Turned Pretty does not need to be a series. The Giver does not need to be a series. Sorry, I'm looking at my bookshelf trying to look at books that I don't think need to be a series. A lot of books don't need to be a series. Oh, here's another one. Fourth Wing. Okay, this is a hot take of mine. Fourth Wing does not need to be a series. Why was it a series? Like, low-key, I didn't even finish Iron Flame. I hated it so much. And then, like, I'm not going to read Onyx Sword because I'm not going to finish Iron Flame. And there's just, I low-key have beef with that book. Like, honestly, I have beef with that book. Anyway, that's not the point. The point is, we could have had this without the sequel, I think. But I think that the sequel made the theme, I liked If Only I Told Her more than If He Had Been With Me, because it really showed us a theme about what this series is all about that I think if we only had the standalone, it wouldn't have done that. But I do agree with this take most of the time. Oh my god, we've got Fourth Wing. We were just talking about it and now we have more. Fourth Wing is just fanfic with dragons. I agree with this. I actually do. I think that the writing in Fourth Wing is just, it's so bad. Like, gosh. I know that I said a good plot. Writing doesn't matter if there is a good plot, but once we got past Fourth Wing, Iron Flame and Onyx were not necessary. Like, these books were not necessary. We could have just stopped with Fourth Wing and stayed. I do literally agree though. And I think this is true of a lot of popular book talk books, is they pop off and they weren't well written, they didn't have great editors, they didn't have all these things, and they just popped off, they've blown up. And I think that's true of a lot of book talk books, and like we just need to give the writers some patience and wait until they get a little better. Like, obviously, like, I mean, I don't know. I do tend to agree Fourth Wing is just fanfic with dragons. That's my opinion, but I do agree with that. Okay, the next one is, I actually don't like the smell of old books. I completely disagree with this statement. I love the smell of old books. Going into a bookstore and smelling old books just makes me so happy. A used bookstore slays. Like, I'm sorry. The smell of an old book actually makes me so freaking happy. Like, okay. The next one is, there shouldn't be more than 2 POVs in a novel. I wildly disagree with this thing. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? I love so many POVs in a novel. Let me insert some clips. And we see so many different perspectives, and that's what I love about it so much, is we see so many freaking perspectives. We have so many different perspectives, and you can relate to someone, at least someone. But I love so many POVs in a novel. I love when we get to hear every single person's opinion. I need all those opinions. I wildly disagree with the statement. What are with these people making me mad? Imagine that's the same person who put that one in this one. No, I don't hate anyone. Obviously, these are just my opinions, and you can have whatever opinion you want. But I love multiple POVs. Like, as many as we can get. As many as we can get. I'm not a fan of readathons. Now, I have yet to do a readathon, and not because I'm not a fan of them. I would actually disagree with this statement. I love watching readathons. I'd love to do a readathon. I haven't done one, so I don't know that I have the biggest opinion on this one, but the only problem, or the only reason I haven't done one is just because I haven't found the time, the energy. I need to like do it as a sleepover and do it with like my friends or something. And obviously I'd want to make a video about it. If you guys want to see this, let me know and I will try and figure it out. But if no one lets me know, then I won't do it. I disagree with this, but not heavily. Okay, the next one says, I hate with the rage of 1,000 suns when the title is nothing but a 4 to 5 word story synopsis. Oh my god, this is actually so funny. I low-key kind of agree with this, like when it's like a billionaire boyfriend romance thing or whatever. I do agree with this. It's like there's no, what are we talking about? This isn't a title, it's the synopsis. I actually do agree with this. I wouldn't say I hate it, like I won't read the book, but like I do think it's like, what is this? That's weird. Can we think of a title? It's not that hard. And I do think that goes back into the other thing of like, that was probably someone's fanfic and then they published it and then it went crazy and it got viral and then people are like, oh my god, that's so cool. We need to read it. And it goes really popular on Book Talk. But I think, yeah, no, I think I would normally agree with this. Yeah, I would agree with this statement. The next one says, morally gray has lost its meaning. Too many authors do not write morally gray characters, and half the time they're perfect angels. I do agree with the statement. I feel like sometimes the grumpy sunshine trope is sunshine, like where's the grumpy? He's like, oh, I'm so grumpy. And then like at the end, he's like an angel to everyone, or he's an angel to everyone in the start. I'm like, that's not like the same thing, right? Like an example of this is like Rival Darling. If we know what I'm talking about, you know, whatever. Rival Darling, I think people are like, oh my god, he's so grumpy. Oh my god, he's so grumpy. That dude is not grumpy. He literally helped a girl on the side of the road. Like, that's not grumpy. That's not enemies. They're not enemies to love. I feel like the enemies to lovers trope has lost its meaning. That's not enemies to lovers. Like, come on. Pick a better name. That's not enemies to lovers. They're not enemies if they're literally yapping with each other. My friend says this a lot, and I sort of tend to disagree with what she says, but I will add it in. She says that it's not enemies to lovers unless they're physically trying to kill each other on the like deathbed, trying to get them killed, right? She's like a powerless girly and everything, so like there's definitely that. And I don't normally agree with this, but I also like sort of do. Like obviously I love the academic rivals to lovers trope. I love rivals to lovers, and enemies to lovers can be fun, but like I think sometimes enemies to lovers is not really just enemies to lovers. Like enemies to lovers is just, oh, we had one minor spasm, but we're really close and we're yapping every day. You guys are not enemies. You're just not. Classics are often just boring books written by sad white men. I disagree with this. I wish I was more of a classics girly. I'm not really, but I wish that I was more of one. Like, here's my little... I just created this shelf and I'm trying to love it. I don't love it, but I'm trying to love it, you know? Like, it's not my favorite thing I've ever seen in my entire life, and it's definitely not my favorite bookshelf, but it is growing on me. Here's my little classic station, right? Here we are, and I'm just trying to get it. Like, I low-key love the vibes of classic books. I really, really do. And so I disagree with this statement. I think classic books are a vibe, and anyone who reads classic books is probably learning more than the things that I'm learning from my cute, fluffy romance books. So I think that I disagree with the statement. Though I think we need some of everything, right? We need to read books written by everyone, not just dead white men, but also like other people too. Okay. I don't like bookstores. This is the most mad I've ever been at someone ever in my entire life. I will actually break the screen. I'm not going to. I'm not actually going to. I love bookstores. I love bookstores. I love bookstores. What do you mean you hate them? What do you mean you hate them? What do you mean you hate them? Guys, what? Okay, I understand that overconsumption is a problem. Americans overconsume so very often. We need to use the library. I understand that. But don't tell me bookstores are not a vibe, because bookstores are such a vibe. I'm sorry, I could never be friends with this person. I'm sure this person is the nicest person to ever be met in the entire world, but what do you mean you don't like bookstores? I'm gonna cry. Whatever. I disagree. I sometimes like to write in books. Okay, this is fair. I agree, but only to an extent. I think if you're writing in books, just like a normal amount, I'm not going to use the library book as an example, but just whatever. Oh, also, don't write in library books, guys, come on, whatever, right. Whatever, you can write in a regular book, whatever. If you can't read the book, then no, that's too much. Whatever, you can write on the margin line, a little note that says, I love this, or this is so much fun. Oh, and don't spoil the rest of the book, right? Because obviously, my favorite thing about owning a book is having the option to give it to someone else. I love to be able to, be here. You can read my book or today or whatever. Okay, the last hot take is I generally don't have a desire to reread books. Okay. I do understand this one, and I would say that I feel like a lot of my friends agree with this. I disagree. Not in a crazy way, not like the bookstore one. But I see where this person is coming from. You have to wait a while. I would go 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. That's the timeline, right? After 6 months, obviously you can reread it. 3 months, I think, is the minimum where you can reread the book without it just feeling like that book again. I just feel like if you're rereading it a week after you read it, you know exactly what happens. Obviously, I hate surprises. I love spoilers. Very hot take. I love spoilers. But if you know, exactly what's going to happen, timeline through timeline, then there's no point almost. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I really do hope you enjoyed. I basically just yapped for 30 minutes and 27 seconds, but I really do hope you enjoyed. And if you did, make sure to give it a like and subscribe for more. Also, let me know what you would like to see next, and I will see you in the next video. Okay, bye guys!